get right into it. Like, what on earth has been going on?
Holy cow. You know, we talked all of last year about what a crazy market it is.
Yeah.
And I took some time and really did a deep dive to look back over the whole year, because sometimes when you're in it, it feels like, has it always been this way? You know, where's the trends going? Because last year we did see some intra-year ups and downs, but it's been steadily a seller's market for a couple of years. So I went back even further and looked back over 5 years. So we're going to talk about last year's stats really quick, and then want your comments as well on those. And then we'll look back actually 5 years. And I think it will help paint a picture of how far we've come, fallen, gone, whatever, like why we're seeing this pressure and such crazy sales activity. I think it'll really help clarify where we're at. So, you know, as most people know, when a home is listed, if it's properly priced, staged, ready to hit the market, it will sell immediately or within, let's say within a week, because most sellers will wait for an offer review date. So our time on market is a little artificial because we use review dates here. You know, you list it on a Tuesday, offers are due on the following Monday, so it has 6 days on the market.
Right.
So all of that being said, we continue to have listings come on the market and they sell immediately. Listings come on the market and it sells immediately. So it is this constant turnover and cycle of that. And when you look at the graphs a bit, you'll see that the active versus pending inventory levels go right along that. So as you see, the green line is the active listings. As you go to the right column, this is the whole of last year, 2021. The blue line continues to be longer than the green line, so pending. So one of the ways I explain this chart sometimes is the blue line represent, if you're at a grocery store, the blue line is what's at the checkout stand, and the green line is what's active on the shelf. So right now you can tell that, like toilet paper and other things this year, our available homes for sale on the shelf is minimum. So the graph is kind of interesting, right? But then when you look at the actual data and the number of homes, so in January of 2020, we had 488 pending listings. I'm sorry, active listings. In December, we had 64.
Right.
I mean, just let that sink in when we talk about, you know, how low we are in inventory supplies. And January 2020 was a super hot seller's market.
Yeah.
So we went from 488. The high for inventory last year was May, which kind of follows our trends that April, May, June, kind of we see the high levels, right?
Right.
Was 787 homes for sale. And then by December, we had only 64 homes on the market.
Yes. Yes. And it feels like you're right. Because when we're in the middle of it, we kind of, you know, forget because we're just working away to get, you know, properties to the market, sell them, get the buyers in the home. So that makes sense because it explains what's happening now and why January is the craziest January that we've ever seen because of what happened at the end of last year.
Because our inventory levels are so low. So, you know, where we've had shortages all throughout, you know, the supply chain, houses are no different right now.
Right.
And it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy in a way too, because what happens is those sellers who would be downsizers or move up buyers and they would sell the home that they're in. The question, we'll talk more about this later, they get stuck. They get stuck in their house because where are they going to buy? Right. So unless they already have a solution of where they're going to buy, they don't want to be out there sell their house and have no place to live. So that's kind of an interesting look back for the year. But let's take even a further step back on this and let's look and go back all the way to the year 2017, if you can remember.
Ooh.
So a 5-year look back. What you see on the graph is, again, going back to 2017. You can see January 2017 on the far left is where we were with inventory levels. It was less than a month of inventory. So again, super strong seller's market. And it climbed I barely remember this, it seems, July of 2018 into January 2019, right? We have this little spike of inventory.
Right.
But it's almost a moment in time.
Right.
And then what happens is we quickly come back down and these levels of inventory continue to drop. At the same time, what's not on this graph, but what was happening is the economy was going strong, interest rates were falling, we have more buyers in the market. So again, it's a supply and demand. We have less supply, more demand. It's not even just the same demand, we have a growing buyer demand for homes.
Right.
And it puts additional pressure.
Yeah, and I remember 2019 for sure, and in 2018, the stock market was doing a lot of adjusting.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember, because the market slowed so much that the market shifts suddenly and you just are shocked. Where, all of a sudden buyers are, not wanting to buy and homes are sitting a little bit longer. And so that was the phenomenon at that time.
And then by that, I think it was December of 2019, we were back down to previous inventory levels.
Right.
And we have really been just on the same trajectory ever since. At the same time, we'll show the graph of median home prices. So, at the end of the day, what's the result of all of this? Well, homes are more expensive.
Right.
They continue to grow in value. This is just a sample of median home price. So for any neighborhood, it's different. But for that's most of
King County,
followed this trend. So just the lack of inventory, the continued strong buyer demand. Anyone who owns a home, this is where we talk about your growing wealth.
Yes. And we have a lot of new buyers, first-time buyers who are actually can be in that bracket, the millennial buyer and the tech buyers. And a lot of people have moved here from other places.
Correct. Yeah, we continue to see the job growth. We have more buyers into the market. So all things are looking great if you're a seller. And for buyers, we just have to get really creative with our buyers. So we'll talk again more about that. So I think I just have one more graph to just kind of, again, go through. It just shows the actual number of homes for sale over a same 5-year period. So in the full year of 2017, so when we add up all the months, the 12 months, we had over 10,000 homes listed for sale. In 2021, we had less than 5,000. So again, half the number of available inventory. And as you just mentioned, more buyer demand. So it's, it just shows a picture. We're down 70% in inventory levels from 2020 into 21. And that's, just paints this picture again. There are always some, seasonal adjustments and, some months have more inventory than the other. But right now we just can't keep up with that buyer demand. And for the foreseeable future, there's no real indication that prices are coming down. So for any buyers out there, as hard as it is right now, I don't predict that it's going to get any easier and prices will just keep going up. So unless someone's a lottery winner, now's a great time to be in the market.